everybody, it's Hyper Mario 24. You know guys, being a YouTuber isn't easy. I didn't expect to get this many subscribers so fast. And since I'm starting to get more noticed now by a lot of people, I can see that dislike bar showing its ugly face now. Ugh. Regardless though, because of you guys, YouTube is starting to be one of my most fun favorite hobbies now. And with so many of you subscribed, I just hope I can live up to your expectations. Of course, these types of videos do take a while to do, especially with my schedule with work and my personal life. So I really thank you guys for being patient and understanding about that. But enough with the sappy stuff, let's get down to the real meat of the video. So, if you guys have been poking around the internet, YouTube and other social sites, you may have heard some news about Nintendo trademarking some certain games, and not just any certain games. Some of them were Metroid, Mario and Luigi, Smash Brothers, Luigi's Mansion, WarioWare, and, surprisingly, Wario Land. Yes, I said Wario Land. Wario Land was one of the games trademarked by Nintendo. And a lot of people are already speculating if we may potentially see the next Wario Land installment for the long lost series. Oh, and for those of you who don't know what trademarking is, it's basically Nintendo marking their property. With that said, this doesn't necessarily mean that there's a new Wario Land game on the horizon. It could just mean that they're just marking their product, or they could be importing the classic games on the Switch in the future. Who knows? But all that excitement got me to thinking, if there really is another Wario Land game coming to the Switch, what is it going to be like? How will it play? What new features are going to be featured in it? Well, that's what we're going to talk about today, with some of my ideas for Wario Land on Switch. Now don't forget to leave a comment on what you think about my thoughts, and share some of your own in the comments below. But with all that said, let's
rock and roll!
Okay, this one is a little nitpick, so I decided to start with this first. I hope for the future possible Wario Land that Wario will look awesome, have some cool special moves, and maybe also some secret quotes that Wario will say if he stands still or something like that. The reason I want this kind of Wario is because of Wario Land Shake It. That game is just so awesome to me, and it showed me a side of Wario that I've never seen from him before. And the music really helped a lot with that macho coolness of his. Don't get me wrong, I love Wario whether he's gross or not, but I'm just a fan of his rarely seen epic side of him. That sort of thing with Wario, like when you first see him, you might think he's not cool, and yet somehow he is cool. That's the Wario I love the most, and I would love to see that again in the next installment. Okay, here's another little nitpick, but I wanted to talk about it anyway. Music. I love Wario Land Shake It soundtrack, with all the rock, soothing, wacky music, and a great ending to boot. It's a solid soundtrack, and I hope the next game will get the same treatment. Alright, I think I know what some of you guys are probably thinking right now. That I want the next Wario Land game to be just like Wario Land Shake It. Well, yes and no. True, I do want some things from Shake It to be in the game, but just some things. Mostly the things I find really good in Shake It, and the music is definitely one of them. I mean, have you listened to some of these songs? They're flipping fantastic. But I do want to see some new things, like gimmicks, interesting level design, and just some new stuff that would surprise people, and I really hope the music is one of them. Alright, let's talk about some new possible features for Wario Land. Now this one may sound a little crazy, but what if Wario Land had an actual online play for people to compete in? Here's how I think it could work. It would be a 1 versus 1, the screen would be split horizontally, and then player 1 could either have the original Wario outfit, and the second player could have a recolor or something. And then the players would have to race from the start to see who can beat the level fastest. Another mode could be what I like to call treasure hunt mode, where players would have to find 3 treasure chests as fast as they can before the other player does. and every time they would pick a different stage, the treasure chest would randomize in different locations. That way they won't know where the treasure chest is, and it could keep the level more interesting. I know this idea may seem a little far-fetched for a 2D platformer, but I don't think it's impossible. I think Nintendo could make it work if they wanted to. Now here's a new feature I think everyone can agree on. Unlockables. With so much treasure that Wario collects on his adventures, I'm surprised we can't use some of that to get Wario some cool stuff. I mean, Shake It has something like that, but all you could get in that game was a couple of maps, an extra heart potion, and 2 CDs. That's it. How have you not run out of business? The next game could maybe have some costumes for Wario to wear. I mean, shoot, if they could give Mario a bunch of outfits, I'm pretty sure Wario wouldn't be a problem, right? I can definitely see some Wario Master of Disguise costumes for the game, and maybe some original outfits too. Concept art can also be a good unlockable too, along with some music to buy, of course. Oh shoot, guys, I completely forgot about how the game would look for the Switch. Well, I actually have an idea. Have you guys noticed that almost every Wario Land game has a flat structure? Like, nothing pops out when you're moving. There's not much 3D popping out in Wario games. They're like flat, like a piece of paper. So what if the next Wario Land has some sort of 3D environments to them? And Wario would look a little three-dimensional too. Best example I can give of this idea is Donkey Kong Country and Kirby. If we could see a Wario game structured like that, it would be pretty awesome. Of course, I wouldn't mind if they went with a hand-drawn Wario game again, so long as it's pretty. Alright guys, there's one more thing I think the next Wario Land game should definitely have. Nostalgia! What I mean by that is, there can be some references of past Wario Land games that could be featured in the possible Wario Land game. They could bring back some past enemies, rivals, bosses, or even classic power-ups. Of course, they should add some new ones. They could also bring back some secret treasure rooms that you have to solve by using your head a bit to get this certain item. Kinda like Wario Land 4 and Wario World a bit. They could also bring back this science dude for a joke in the game, or he could be used again to solve puzzles. That poor old man. And I think that's just about it for ideas of what I can think of for the next possible Wario Land. Sorry this video seems so short, I just have a terrible imagination nowadays. But this is where you guys come in. If Wario Land is coming soon, what do you guys think it will be like? Let me know your opinions and thoughts in the comments as always. Now, this is the part where I usually say, I'm sorry this video took so long, but life's been getting in the way and blah blah blah. To be honest guys, I am sick of hearing myself say that over and over again in my videos. And I'm pretty sure you guys are too. I just want to finish these videos as fast as possible so I don't keep you guys waiting. But when I do that, it just makes me lack motivation. And that's another reason why this video took so long, to be honest. So I'm just gonna go at my own pace and just do these videos as best as I can. And if you guys are still here waiting for my videos, then that's saying something, and I really appreciate your guys' patience. You guys are the best. But I guess that's it for me, guys. So with all that said, I hope you all have the best rotten day ever, and I hope to see you all in the next video. Stay safe and peace.